Ladies, gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Please be advised that this movie has no nudity.
I'm out.
Come on, Annie. Let's go to the movies.
Yeah.
I just have to wee-wee.
And we're back. Just like the Five Musketeers.
What the hell am I looking at?
A country where culture means pornography and slasher films.
If you had these boobs, you'd be obsessed with them too.
Very exciting, big event. Everybody's excited, huh?
We hope you'll make this a weekly visit. Bring the family. Bring your friends.
We're Cinemadness podcast.
Yeah, we're going to take a swing at it.
That's why I did this with my voice, so I could go down like this and all the time talking about Rocky movies. It wasn't too bad, was it?
It sounds like you have a speech impediment or potentially a head injury.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I try and watch some movies. They're hard to watch because it's punching. The Italian Stallion. Or as Carl Weathers says, the Italian Stallion.
Italian Stallion. Come on, Stallion. I want the Stallion. But anyways. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cinemadness, the podcast. I am one of your trio of hosts. I am Roman, and I am joined by the lovely and delightful Alison.
Hello.
And the okay and kind of cool Adam.
Okay, well, you call it okay or kind of cool. No, I'm... Hi, how you doing?
Yeah.
I'm a little under the weather today, but I did it just for the show.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get them to invest into condominiums.
Condominiums, though, you can wear those things.
Wow. If you've ever wanted to know what Rocky would sound like in Idiocracy, well, you've heard it now,
no
folks.
way, baiting.
So we are going to be diving into a very, very interesting topic that I feel that is almost forgotten in some ways.
Yeah, Rambo.
No.
Shit.
Not
I did
Rambo.
the wrong research then.
Was Stallone in it?
Yeah.
Was he really buff?
Yeah.
Was he shirtless throughout half the movie or most of the movie?
Well, the second, third, and fourth ones, yes.
Okay, so still I don't know if you researched Rocky or Rambo. Was one basically a ripoff of Death Hunt with... oh, no, that's Rambo. It was anyways, neither here nor there. But folks, we are going to be covering Rocky. We're going to be covering Rocky.
The Rocky Saga.
It's a 3-part. We're going to go for 3 parts, see how this one takes hold, see if we got legs, because as we all know, legs are good unless women. Because women, what?
Are we really going to talk like this the entire podcast?
No, I didn't have an answer, so I just did
Women weaken legs. Come on, Mickey.
Women weaken legs?
Yeah, women make...
He points at me like I'm supposed to know every single thing about Rocky.
Oh, is that from Rocky?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just being like dumb or debonair or something.
Women weaken legs.
That.
Who says that?
The Penguin.
Mickey.
Who?
Mickey.
Burgess Meredith.
Oh, the trainer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the Tyrannosaurus.
No.
Mickey.
No. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Go forward.
Women's weak legs, Brock.
Because you got to eat lightning and crap thunder.
Part
Part 2.
Go. Well, before we get in, let's talk about Rocky. Now, where do you guys think the Rocky films rank? Is it important in terms of pop culture? Is it something that is kind of a niche in your personal opinions? Let's go around the table and talk about it. I'm going to go ladies first,
always,
and then gentlemen second. Ladies first, please.
So,
where does it rank in my life?
Yes.
Bottom. Where does it rank in most women's life? Bottom.
Okay.
Where does it rank in pop culture? Maybe middle.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like alpha males like it, or like guys in their maybe 40s and up right now. They enjoy those films. I don't think that most 20-something men have probably watched Rocky.
All right, Adam. Go ahead.
Just cut me off. Did I just describe you? Is that why? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm reclaiming my time. Thank you. Adam, same question, please. And please don't demoralize me indirectly.
Where do the Rocky movies rank in my life?
Yeah.
Not very high.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen them. I did watch stuff to prepare for this. I really like the Creed movies, but at least the first Rocky is it's very important in a cinematic aspect of it. I mean, the fact that Stallone wrote and really wanted this. I mean, he fought to be Rocky Balboa.
Oh,
the studio did not want him at all, and the fact that this made him into a star is very important to American cinema right now. But where does it stand on pop culture? I think it's pretty high. If you're getting jokes from Rocky 2, 3, and 4 in stuff like Family Guy and other shows and stuff, it's pretty important.
I agree with you because I was asking myself because when we were coming up with topics for the show, as you guys know, we kind of take turns in terms of who's producing the content.
And secret is now revealed.
We've mentioned that multiple times, especially when it's not good. By the way, how did Buckaroo Banzai? No,
it didn't go off very well.
Oh,
about as well as Fletch.
Hey, we don't mention about the melon. Yeah.
Yeah. Why is there a watermelon there?
Yeah. Don't worry about that. But no.
Welcome back to Buckaroo Banzai, episode 3.
Oh yes. But when we were preparing for this, I suggested this set of films because at the time of recording, Creed 3 is going to be coming out in March 3rd. Maybe I might jump in and do a recording after I see Creed 3, and maybe we can have an add-on or something. We'll talk about it. We'll see. But so Creed 3 is coming out, and I thought what would be better than to go over a saga that's not horror. Okay, it's a rare long saga of films that is drama.
Yeah.
And it's a sports drama. And I don't think, to my knowledge, I was trying to think of something else that was like that, where it was a sports drama, maybe
Fast
Mighty
and the
Ducks.
Furious.
Yeah.
Mighty Ducks?
No, he said Fast and the Furious.
No. I said sports drama.
Yeah, that's kind of sport.
Racing is a sport.
It's a sport. Drag racing
No,
isn't.
no.
I'm sorry, drag racing is, but street racing is.
It's a family sport.
I don't know. I don't believe. No, I don't believe in segregation. So therefore, I don't believe racing should be a sport.
Wow, I know what my next episodes are going to be. Suckers.
Oh boy!
Just kidding.
I'll wear a really tight black shirt and oil my skin.
You mentioned Mighty Ducks. They've only had 3 Mighty Ducks?
4, I thought.
4 and 2 seasons, which just got canceled.
Yeah, I don't count that as. I mean, I don't compare that. But you're saying that's the closest to.
If you want to know about Mighty Ducks, check out our episodes on Channel Chasers.
Yeah, there you go. Or Major League, which only had 3.
Yeah.
But this is my point where you have a set of films, Jason Voorhees has how many films?
12.
Okay. Freddy Krueger has how many films?
10.
Halloween, Michael Myers has how many films?
1,000.
Okay. Rocky Balboa has technically 6 or 8 if you want to include him in Creed.
Right.
Okay. Rocky Balboa has just a little bit less than Freddy. Okay? Just let that sink in. So that's one of the reasons why I think this is very interesting. Adam touched on the story of Rocky and how it was made. It really is astonishing. And then how this continued on. Now, a couple of quick facts. I don't know if I'm steeping into your geek toys, but Rocky was originally, Rocky was originally was meant to be a trilogy. That's what Rocky Balboa or Sylvester Stallone.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he intended it to be a trilogy, and how he originally proposed it to the director is he was going to have Rocky do this match, and then eventually he would be elected to mayor, and then Paulie would basically mess him over, invest his money, and embezzle money in the mayor's office, and then he would return to his roots and back to where he started, humbled. And that was essentially going to be the trilogy.
So what happened?
So it took 5 movies to do that.
And we'll get more into that. But what I want to do during these episodes, folks, is go through each one of the films, briefly talk about it, and see what we got going on. Before we jump into the films itself, thoughts on Sylvester Stallone. He is pretty big these days with Tulsa King and kind of had a revitalization. What do you guys think of Sylvester Stallone? I know we touched on Tom Cruise a few episodes back, and he was one of the last action heroes and one of the last movie stars. But Sylvester Stallone, granted he doesn't have the same shine as Tom Cruise, I think he's right there. What do you guys think?
I don't think he's a very good actor.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has an incredible mind.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a good wit. He's got good humor.
Mm-hmm.
But just like the studio in Rocky, he's got a speech impediment. He's very lumbery. He just doesn't. The only movie I really liked him in was Demolition Man, and that was like the one movie he was allowed to just be himself as a comedic action actor. So I don't really care much for him.
I guess we'll never do Stop or My Mother Will Shoot.
Oh, no.
Oh, with Estelle Getty.
Yes, with Estelle Getty.
Yeah, which she's basically playing her character in Golden Girls. Yeah. It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, that and Tango and Cash are two of the worst movies that have... I mean, I'm not saying it personally on the list of bad movies. Are two of the worst movies.
So when they met for that, she was like, picture this, Sicily, 1932. And he's like, I can't do a Sylvester Stallone.
Like, hey, I'm Sicilian.
Picture this, I'm in Sicily too. And then they just made the movie together. Yeah.
Wow, guys.
I made him sound like he was Forrest Gump, maybe? I don't know.
And made him sound a little bit more special than he was.
It was around that time where I realized I want to make Stop on My Mother Will Shoot. Very good.
I forgot he was...
Yeah. But let's go ahead and start with 1976.
I don't get asked my opinion.
No,
please,
not at all.
Allison.
No,
I apologize.
it's okay.
No, let's slip back into
what
2023.
What do you feel about Sylvester Stallone, Allison?
I don't dislike or like him. I find him unappealing to look at. I feel that... Sorry. I mean, he
looks like he's made out of clay.
Yeah, he's just
his face is really fun to draw.
His face is way weird. He's too muscly. He's just, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, other than these movies, I can only name like Oscar and like Throw Mama from the Train and maybe like Demolition Man, which we all know I don't like Demolition Man either. So I'm clearly not a big fan of his movies. Whether that says that I'm not a fan of his, I don't know. He was good in Suicide Squad.
He was.
Yeah, he bird.
Because he wasn't him.
So basically, how I feel about Vin Diesel is how you feel about him, pretty much.
I guess we never talked about Vin Diesel.
Yeah, I never did.
Okay, anyways, good.
So you think Vin Diesel isn't the greatest actor, but he is a better... You just said something about, you compared him to Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is an action star, right? We talked about this in our Tom Cruise episode. Vin Diesel is an action star. I almost called him Rocky. Sylvester Stallone doesn't even compare to either of those two in my mind, because first of all, he hasn't been, I mean, the Rocky films aren't relevant with him in it anymore. So I don't see how you can say he's a relevant action star nowadays, because he hasn't done anything that's action-like lately. Maybe this is Tulsa King action? I don't think it is, right? It's more dramatic.
It has some action. I think the last action-y film that I've seen that Stallone's been in, besides obviously The Expendables, is
I forgot about that movie.
Bullet to the Head.
Oh wow, yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
but he did Last Blood a few years ago.
Well, yeah, that
was a Rambo movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Which
it was basically Taken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I forgot about Rambo. So I guess if you're a Rambo fan, I guess that is action to you.
And The Expendables.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he's just for the
Demolition
older
Man.
generation.
Cliffhanger.
Ooh, I think I remember that. Was not good. Yeah.
I won't leave you on an edge on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
That's number one, folks.
You're welcome.
Buckle
folks.
up.
Oh yeah. So it's very interesting, and because Sylvester Stallone, he worked so hard to get this film made, Rocky. Now, before we talk about 1976 and talk about the $1.1 million budget, which eventually grossed $225 million in the box office.
What?
I said 225 smackaroonies.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
We don't have a soundboard, so that was it.
No. Yeah. But so before we talk about that, 1974, when I say Chuck Wepner, you guys say
Yippee-ki-yay!
Yeah. Chuck Wepner, no? So Chuck
Wapner?
Wepner.
Oh, I know it. No, never
like
mind.
wet nurse, but Wepner.
Wetner.
Wepner.
Like a Wapner. Do you know what a wap is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, half of me is offended by that, by the way.
No, different. W-A-P.
Yeah. Okay. I can't.
Okay, well, I got to cut that out.
Yeah.
Why?
No, you can go with the Cardi B joke. It's okay.
I can't do Cardi B, so sorry. I do not know who Judge Wapner. Chuck Wepner.
So, Chuck Wepner was a real-life boxer in 1974. Stop me if you heard this one. So,
Stop. Hey, it worked.
Yeah. So, Muhammad Ali. You guys know who Muhammad Ali is? Yeah.
Muhammad, yes.
Yeah. So, he gave this nobody. He wasn't really a nobody, but he was an undercard boxer. He was not really a big-time name. He was kind of a mid-card, if you will. He gave this guy a chance to box him.
This is sounding familiar.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of like Death Hunt and Rocky or Rambo. Yeah, but so Chuck Wepner was given the opportunity of a lifetime to box Muhammad Ali, and he went the full length of the match, and no one thought that he could last more than a round or two. So now we revert to a actor who is struggling by the name of Sylvester Stallone, and he was being denied part after part going to production meetings during this time period, and he decided to write a script, and he decided to stand on his own basically bet on himself and refuse to let anybody act the lead role except for him. And the script was based on his experiences in all the Rocky films that we're going to talk about in the next coming episodes, with the exception of the Creeds, are loosely based on his life in terms of what...
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So you're saying that he wrote the screenplay of Rocky, but it was based on this Chuck Wepner guy.
Chuck Wepner was the start.
The inspiration.
Yeah, the inspiration.
So, does Chuck Wepner get any props for this?
They actually had tried Chuck Wepner in one of the later films to be the corner guy, but he couldn't do the screen test. He was not very good.
Because he's been hit too many times?
Yeah.
I was just wondering, like, if something is based on your life... And somebody made a movie on it. Do you get any recognition or any money, or do you meet with him to discuss?
Yeah, Chuck Wepner, like he released a book, I think is called The Real Life Rocky, and he's released stores, and he's kind of built off of that theme because people know the Rocky story, and then it's like, oh, it's based off a real guy.
Oh yeah, so he's capitalizing it after the movie.
Yeah.
So he didn't work side by side with him.
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay, got it. He's like, okay.
So
I don't like him. He basically made money after the fact.
Stallone wrote the script in 3 days. The original Rocky screenplay. He wrote it in 3 days, and when he was trying out for roles, he got chummy with producers, and then he said, "Hey, look, I got the screenplay," and he pitched it to the guys and talked about the story of this down and out boxer who can't get a break, who's being pummeled for a living, if you will. The boxer's name is Rocky Balboa, and the producers
Italian stallion.
The producers loved the idea, but there was a catch. Stallone had to be the star in it, and it's very interesting when you hear him talk during interviews during that time period. Is he just wanted to have his shot to know whether or not he could actually make it, because he wasn't given the opportunity. Kind of like Rocky, where no one was giving him a shot. So it really is fascinating, the parallels. And I know we've talked about this before jokingly with Buckaroo and Banzai. There it is again. Everyone take a sip. There you go. You're welcome. I know we talked about it with Buckaroo and Banzai, where it would be interesting to have an offer TV show about it. Yeah. It would be fascinating to have an offer TV show about Rocky, because there's a lot more to it that's very interesting. But so
question.
Yeah.
He wrote this not having himself in mind for the lead. He just wanted to be the screenplay.
No, he wanted to be the lead. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because you said, and I thought you said the producers were like, "Yeah, we like it, but on one caveat, we want you as the lead." Why wouldn't he have just? He said that. I'm sorry. I thought you said the producers said that.
Yeah. The studio didn't want him at all.
No, they actually offered him at one point $225,000, which this is 1975. So that
he terrible pay for starring in it.
Oh yeah, no, he made nothing. And he literally got punched in the face, and it's absolutely phenomenal. So essentially, as we continue on, so the film gets made. To fast forward, the film gets made, and the cast is made appropriate. Meredith Burgess.
Burgess Meredith
was really excited to take the role of Mickey, who's Rocky's eventual trainer in the film. And he was excited because it was a different type of role that he was being offered at that time period, because he was starting to get the typical old man roles and things like that. And he really saw some poetry in this character, Mickey. And then, of course, Apollo Creed, played by Carl Weathers. Alison, what do you think of Carl Weathers?
I don't know him.
You don't
Predator
know him?
and
From who?
Predator?
Happy Gilmore?
Yeah, Happy Gilmore.
The guy with the fake hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for
But
him.
before he had a fake hand, he had 2 Golden Gloves.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And Star Spangled Shorts.
And I'm coming out swinging.
I was surprised when I rewatched and did research to this that Rocky's boss, the loan shark, was Joe Spinelli from Maniac and the last horror movie.
Yeah.
And he was when I hear stories that he played these crazy characters, but everybody loved him. He was like the biggest sweetheart on the planet. And I would have just loved to hear more about him, but it was cool to see him do something that's not a horror movie in New York. It's always in New York.
It was, I forgot it was him.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, nice. Okay, good for you, bud. Good for you.
There's something in this movie for everyone.
But, Stallone, the real life Stallone, he was actually going broke. He actually sold his dog at one point. And his dog, fun story, is the actual dog in the film, Buckus. That's actually his real dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was so broke, he actually had to sell his dog because he couldn't afford to feed him. So the
whole dog or just pieces?
No, that's what was hanging up in the freezer that he was beating. He was beating the dog. Yeah,
Good to know he got the dog back from whoever he sold it to.
Yeah,
that's very rare.
Hey, Sly, I got your dog.
I want dog bag.
What was that, Sly?
I want dog bag. The money.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You straight up sound like you're in Idiocracy. I want the dog and money. You're tripping me out. So the film, and I'm trying to keep this short to a degree because I want to go over the rest of the films, and I promised Alison that I would keep this tight as possible.
Tight.
Yeah. So the film goes on, and it really poetically paints a picture of despair and potential retribution, and it showcases how a community can get behind a nobody.
He's a very pathetic character.
To
start with, like when he was walking Adrian home, he's like, only an idiot would choose to fight.
Yeah,
but that's all he knows is fighting, and he has no self-respect or no self-worth in his mind, so he thinks all he can do is fight.
Well, and that's why I thought was a compelling scene where Adrian's talking to him on their first date. Alison, did you happen to see in the?
Yeah, I remember this movie.
Okay, sorry.
I remember watching it like a long time ago when I went to rewatch it. So I was like, oh yeah, I remember this. She worked at a pet store. I remember this.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe that's where the dog was.
Yeah, that is where, well, not in real life, but yeah. So
Inspire.
Yeah, a couple of
money.
Well, I thought that was
what? I can't even understand you.
I feel like now I'm in Hot Fuzz. He says he wants to know about the money. 3 people. Anyways,
We'll sit here while Roman laughs at his own jokes.
You're welcome. No, so Rocky Balboa. I mean, the movie Rocky itself. It's a very poetic. Everything about it. It starts off with the picture of Jesus as you watch these two guys just beating each other up for pennies, for $50 winning share, 35 for
What does that have to do with Jesus?
Well, because remember the opening scene, it shows Jesus in the form that shows the
Oh yeah.
I thought that was very poetic. And
8 movies, you expect me to remember the opening scene of the first one?
Yeah. So as the film goes on, just everything about the film was just awesome, and I do feel strongly that Sylvester Stallone earned that Oscar for best screenplay, or it was original story or screenplay. I think
it was screenplay. Yeah.
I do get the two confused at times.
There's adapted screenplay and original screenplay. Adapted means you adapted it from a book, short story, or novel.
What about a video game?
No.
No?
No, I'm just saying.
What
about song lyrics?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
What about?
I don't know. Has there been one that's nominated based on song lyrics?
Purple Rain.
Yeah, this movie called Across the Universe.
That was an original screenplay.
Yeah. But anyway, so we're not talking Beatles talk today. We are talking Rocky Balboa.
You're the one that brought it up. I did. Just
no. You're great. Hey,
we're talking Rocky Raccoon.
Oh.
Yeah. Only you find Gideon's Bible. Rocky came.
That's right.
Yeah. At one point, I was actually going to make a
Let's just do the entire White Album right now.
Oh, well, there is a hole. I guess we could do it. Anyways, so moving forward. So there's a lot of memorable scenes in there, and I've talked about this before. One of my favorite all-time scenes is in Rocky, the first Rocky. It's where Mickey comes. So you're introduced.
That's your favorite scene?
Oh boy! All right.
This isn't lightning.
Well,
here comes the thunder.
What am I doing all this? You got a lazy eye now, Rock.
Oh, you got it in my face.
oh, hopefully that will never see the light of day. But anyways, let's go ahead and move forward. So it's where Rocky gets his opportunity. He's introduced that he will get a chance to fight Apollo Creed, and one of the reasons why he's fighting Apollo Creed is because the guy who he was supposed to fight unfortunately could not make the match, so Apollo Creed needs to find some guy at the last minute, 6 weeks until the fight night, so he just goes through, and he sees this guy, and he likes the name. What's his name?
The Italian Stallion.
That's right, the Italian Stallion.
That's how he says it.
Mm-hmm. I want the Italian Stallion.
Carl Weathers was so good in this movie,
and it's one of his like real like main roles because
he was better in 2, but this was good.
Well, I want to talk about 2 because rewatching it, like as a kid, I loved all of them. I couldn't get enough of them because I could understand that mentality of being basically undervalued.
Yeah, and Carl Weathers was, Apollo Creed in this one. He was the hubris of the movie.
Oh man, yeah, he was outstanding.
Never paying attention to watching him train, never giving a crap about Rocky. He just wanted to fight him to celebrate the bicentennial, and he didn't care about this other guy that could beat him. It's like that the comedy movie, The Great White Hype.
I was about to touch on that. Yeah. Except they went completely.
Yeah.
But that's like all boxing movies, right? Like most boxing movies, the boxer is like all they care about is boxing. They don't care about they want to win, but it's like I just want to fight. I just want to box. I just want to.
Well,
what I'm saying
reverse.
is he doesn't pay attention to Rocky's training. He doesn't care.
Right. He just wants to box.
Well, you also saw this a little
and
bit.
beat him.
He just thinks he can beat him.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, but he just wants to box. He doesn't care. Like it's not getting in his head. He doesn't.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Most of those wrestler boxing movies, just all they care about is fighting.
Wouldn't be a boxing movie if it wasn't fighting.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Well, no, what's funny is you touch on that, and if you ever watched the movie Cinderella Man, which is another fantastic film, I absolutely love it. Paul Giamatti, outstanding. But anyways, Max Baer, the real life boxer Max Baer, he was not interested in seeing what Brannigan was doing. He goes, I'm going to kill this guy. I don't care. I don't care what he's doing. It's like, you need to check this Brannigan guy out. He's like, I'll take him on, no problem. So it's kind of funny how that's echoed into the script, 50 years after the Brannigan Max Baer fight. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Boxing 101, you're welcome, folks. Mm-hmm. I know this is a fascinating part. But back to my favorite scene. So Mickey shows up, and he's essentially politely begging to let Rocky be his manager. And Rocky, as the film goes on, you may remember this, Rocky goes, I asked for your help and you didn't want anything to do with me. And Mickey goes, I want something to do with you now, man. This is a big time. We can help each other out. And they get in an argument, and Rocky's screaming. And what's funny is this particular scene, it was improv because they had Sylvester Stallone actually in a stinky apartment where the bathroom stunk. So he improv the line. He goes, "Yeah, I know it stinks. My house stinks. Everything stinks." I guess he sounds like Bill Murray pretty much right there. So Mickey, disheveled, walks out, just lets the guy scream. He wasn't certain if maybe this boxer is going to beat the shit out of him. You don't know. And then he remembered he forgot his hat. So Rocky is still screaming, and then he steps out because he thinks Mickey leaves. Mickey steps in at the wrong moment, try and grab his hat. And there's this awkward tension where Mickey thinks that, oh man, this guy's going to pummel me. And Rocky's just looking at him. It's like this weird, awkward tension where these two gentlemen both have a similar goal in mind, but didn't think that path would take them to this direction. And whether or not they realize it, they needed each other. And to me, I'm literally having goosebumps just talking about it. It's a very beautiful scene and one of my favorite scenes of all time in cinema. Just that awkward tension that you can't write. Like, there's an awkward silence as the two look at each other in the internal shot in the living room. You can't write that. It's just
one of those will they, won't they scenarios.
Yeah. I definitely like it. The film itself is your stereotypical rags to riches story, essentially, where Rocky fights. He meets the girl. He becomes somebody for a minute. And the iconic scene, I realized this watching, the film is known for the ending where he goes, "Yo, Adrian, yo, Adrian," and he's just screaming, so on and so forth. And now it's not "Yo, Adrian, I did it." That's in Rocky 2, which we're going to touch on very briefly because I personally, now watching it again, I don't much care for it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about it more in a brief moment. But yeah, so he goes, yo, Adrian, and he's screaming, "Yo, Adrian." Well, if you remember, in the beginning of the movie, when he signs the contract with with Apollo, he bashfully, talks to the camera and goes, "Hey, yo, Adrian," as he waves. So he was just happy to showcase and be somebody for his girl. He had really simple goals. And to me, that's a damn good story. That's a damn good drama. Fantastic. And what's better than to make a sequel of it 3 years later? Why not, right?
Did they get married in this one?
No, that's in Rocky 2.
Okay.
So, before we talk about Rocky 2, thoughts on Rocky 1?
It was good. It's a good movie. I don't see it as your average rags to riches story because it ended on just a flat line. I'm not saying the movie was a flat line. I'm saying that he didn't go up, didn't have his highs and lows. Mm-hmm. He got high and stayed there, and that was basically what it was. He finished the fight. Yeah, and that's what it was.
Which no one thought that he would.
That's it. Yeah, he lasted the 15 rounds, and that's all he needed to do. But he didn't become anybody until the next movie.
But if they didn't know they were going to make a second movie, that is a rags to riches story.
Is it though? Because he found love,
Okay, but
and himself, but not riches.
it doesn't matter. Riches is however he or you perceive it. So
Okay.
if you're thinking of he became successful, his goal was to beat this guy. He did it, and
He actually didn't do it. He lost.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's right.
He just lasted the whole
Yeah.
time.
right. He lasted all
And no
rounds
one,
or whatever.
No one ever went the full
right.
the full Monty
So
with
he
Apollo Creed.
succeeded what he could. So that's riches in his mind. I don't know. I see both ways, but like,
I think I just took that
you took it literal.
too literal. Yeah.
Like he's gonna be a millionaire.
Yeah, it's just like that.
Yeah. So
But he got Adrian. Speaking on behalf of most women, if my boyfriend would continuously say, "Yo, Alison," over and over again, I'd walk away.
Well, you're not from Philadelphia.
I understand that, but we don't say yo to people unless we're, in the Wu-Tang Clan or something. But
What if your boyfriend was in the Wu-Tang Clan?
well, it's not that he can do whatever he wants because
That's
then
right,
I'll be
'cause
rich.
There's nothing to fuck with.
Whereas,
either.
and they're for the children. But, you lost my train of thought.
cash
At least he
rules
wasn't.
everything around.
Yes, at least he wasn't saying like "yo, mommy" or something like that, which I hate. So
Sorry, it's a Latin thing. Nothing personal. I've been trying to watch
why did you
myself.
say that today?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
He said that to me earlier.
Or like, "Yo, old lady, that's my old lady
That's my
Adrian
old lady.
over there. Look at her. She's
I'd
beautiful.
like to say something to my old lady
I'm
Adrian.
gonna put a baby in you, Adrian."
Now you make it sound like Vin Diesel.
No.
No. Vin Diesel would never say that.
No, the
Yo,
voice.
Adrian, I did it. I did it. Yo, Adrian.
Who's that supposed to be?
Well, I'm
Some
just trying
pugilist.
to class.
Oh,
I did it, Adrian. I got him right in the
that's
eye.
the guy for Notre Dame. That's what he would sound like. The little leprechaun guy who
fighting Irish
yeah.
guy?
Yeah.
Yo, Adrian, I did it this time, indeed. But oh boy, sorry. Whoops.
Oh.
Whoop. Hey, there you go.
That's why you don't lean on the equipment.
No kidding. Okay, well. All right. So before we jump into Rocky 2 and continue on real quick, because that 45 minutes is...
Time's a ticking.
No kidding. But do we have any...
We have taglines.
Yeah, do we have taglines for Rocky?
Hold, please.
Do, 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 do.
Okay, no, we don't need that.
Do, do,
We don't
do.
need the Muppets.
Okay, fine. Working hard now.
If Rocky was a Muppet, who would he be?
Oh, if Rocky was a Muppet. Oh,
Sweetums.
Exactly. That was the correct answer.
Oh, man.
Because he already comes in stomping and I
wanna go to Hollywood.
I want to go Hollywood.
I see. I kind of see him a little bit as a tougher, grittier Fozzie Bear. Like I can see Sam the Eagle being a Mickey. You know, you need to get in there, Rock.
Why
Why
does
is
he
he
sound
Yoda?
like Yoda? Sam the Eagle does not sound like that.
No.
It is the American way.
No.
That's the one you can't do. We found the one Muppet he can't do. I think Mickey is more like a Scooter.
Yeah. Or
Scooter-
even Gonzo.
Yeah, yes, but Scooter's
All right.
always that like
Come on, Rock.
side guy that's like there to cheer you on. And I said we weren't going to talk Muppets.
No, and
but
you brought it
I
up.
did it again. Okay. Taglines. Do I have to read all of these? There's a lot of them.
Do any of them have murder in it?
No, but we need
If
to.
he takes too many shots to the head, he'll be murdered.
Okay.
Anyways,
A true hero goes all the way.
is that a porn?
Oh.
He was the Italian stallion.
Here's another one that could go either way. His whole life was 1,000,000 to 1 shot.
Oh, it's like that scene where Mickey comes.
Yeah. His whole life has been 1,000,000 to 1 shot. Now Rocky Balboa is about to show the world that he's 1 in 1,000,000. These are garbage.
No kidding.
Well, this is 1976.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
wow.
a Philadelphia fighter who never made the big time. He showed he could take on a challenge and won something bigger than a championship bout. These are not taglines.
No
Again,
kidding.
these are
They're synopsis.
these are things that you say while the previews are running.
Okay.
Okay. Meet the Italian Stallion, a small-time guy with big-time guts who yearns to be a hero just once.
All right. Field taglines, anyone?
Only one man in the ring can give you the power of Rocky Balboa trying to win a prize against Apollo Creed in Philadelphia in the 70s.
Okay,
Wow.
I got one. Watch Rocky beat his meat. Huh? Because he beats the ribs. Yeah. You're busting the ribs, Rock. You're busting the ribs.
One ring, 2 men, no murder.
Anyways, what's his calling, or is it his creed?
Oh.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. A little bit too highbrow, I guess. Allison, do you got any failed taglines?
That's a good one.
No.
No, it's more like, Rocky.
Anyways, no.
Rocky, cheesier than the Philly cheesesteak. Because he's from Philadelphia.
Oh, is he? I didn't know.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Rocky. He's
didn't
like
even-
the cheese.
You didn't even talk about the song from the movie.
Gonna fly now?
Gonna fly now. Well, what do you got for that?
By Bill Conti?
Yeah, Adam, do you got any geek toys for Rocky 1, or did you want to hold off till?
I don't. You actually you had more than I did. Bill Conti, did the score for quite a few Rocky films.
He actually did, and
Not all of them. He didn't do 4.
No, he did not. But they kind of do little hints and nods. It's kind of like the Batman theme.
Yep.
Did they kick the Conti out? No, seriously.
Kicked him in the Conti.
Did they kick him out? They're like, we don't need you, Conti.
Um,
Conti. Conti. Conky. Conky.
Pee-wee.
Exactly.
Would he be Conti sauce?
No.
No, he's not
Hey,
from.
it's
He's not
Picante sauce.
from Texas.
Conky.
From
Made
New
in
York
San
City.
Antonio.
Why was he named Conky? He wasn't a conch shell.
But he conked around like
No, but seriously though, Couchy was Couchy because she's a couch.
a dog chair.
Exactly, but Conky, it's not even a conch shell.
But he conked around.
Well, when
There's no such thing as conking around.
Well,
There's anything that you can
He
imagine in Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Globy was globe. I mean,
Mailman was mailman.
Mailman was mailman.
I
The king of cartoons showed cartoons.
mean, we broke it down, but then you got Conky.
Oh boy,
He conked around.
I didn't.
he lived a sheltered life.
I didn't. I can't believe you didn't correct me. I called it Couchy. It's Cherry.
Cherry, yeah.
I just thought it was like not Pee Wee's, but Smalley's Playhouse. It was like the
off version, the
Yeah.
off brand.
Yeah.
No.
It's like the Russian version. It's like, hey, it's Couchy. A little
It's Culchy.
Speaking of Russian, and we can move on.
Hole.
And we can move on.
Yeah.
All this time when I was younger and I kept hearing like Creed and someone was named Apollo, I was like, oh, that sounds like, I thought that was the Russian guy instead of Drago.
Yeah.
Because Apollo sounds like a foreign name to me.
It is.
It's Greek.
Yes.
Right.
No, it's Roman. Sorry.
It doesn't.
It is.
It doesn't match with the person in the movie.
No.
So I was confused.
Apollo, Adonis, Creed.
Yeah.
That sounds very European.
It is.
What would you rather his name be? Clubber Lang?
Who?
Clubber Lang.
Who's that?
We'll find out in a couple more episodes. But
He
no.
pities the fool.
Exactly.
I
So,
wanted his name to be like Clarence.
well, Clarence? Anyways,
Muhammad
sit
Ali?
down, Clarence. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the sequel.
Sit down, Francis.
Exactly. But anyways, Rocky 2. Rocky 2 was released in 1979. I had a budget of $7 million, which it grossed 200 million smackaroos.
And this is how you make a sequel.
So it opens up kind of like a Friday the 13th, where it opens up with the last like 6 minutes of Rocky 1. So it takes you 6 minutes in Rocky 2. Now, if you watch these in back-to-back order, like I didn't notice this as a kid when I used to watch them, because I didn't always watch them in order, although every so often you would see them like being run back-to-back on like 4th of July or whatever. But it would open up with the 6 minutes, the last 6 minutes of the film. Now, I kind of, when watching Rocky 2, I title it The Downside to of Boxing, The Beating. because a lot of the film starts off, it starts right where Rocky 1 left off. And so it shows Rocky going to the hospital, completely busted up, but it also shows Apollo Creed.
Yep.
And all in all, I'll be honest with you on this one, I didn't much like Rocky 2 now that I'm watching with older set of eyes. It kind of is almost borderline pointless, where it had a lot of information, but it really was not, it wasn't really needed in terms of the story. You can probably skip Rocky 2 in my opinion.
I completely disagree.
Okay. I am just shocked that we're sparring on this one. So let's go ahead. Hey, you guys should have known.
Oh, sparring, got it.
Yeah. Hey. You should have known that we're going to bust out some puns. So
That's like 5.
let me just go hold that thought. Let me just go over
I'm
briefly.
just telling you. You said you didn't like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the story of Rocky 2 is where Rocky basically is in the hospital and he says, hey, look, there's not going to be a rematch. Apollo trying to save face and says, no, there's got to be a rematch, so on and so forth. And the story of Rocky 2 is mainly just a story of how he's trying to do other things. And again, this parallels the life of Sylvester Stallone, because after the success of Rocky, he tried to do other films and they weren't good.
Yeah, he made 2 films that flopped.
Exactly.
He directed this one, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He directed basically the next 4 films, and then the original director came back for Rocky 5.
Did he write this screenplay too?
Yeah, he wrote all the screenplays until Creed.
Oh, so he wrote everyone that he was in. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what else is he trying to do in this movie then? So he's in the hospital from the fight. He gets better. He's like, I want a rematch. And the other guy's
Apollo
like,
Creed
no.
wants a rematch,
Oh, Apollo Creed wants a rematch. And Sylvester's like, no. Now, does he say he doesn't want it because he's he's going to get an ass kicked again?
No, he proved himself.
He had nothing to improve.
Yeah.
He had nothing to improve, and I thought
Adrian doesn't want him to fight again.
Well, I understand that.
Which
I could see that.
Which
but
Adrian's character, real quick, in terms of like female characters, she's right up there with the woman from The Shining.
Yeah, with Shelley Duvall.
Oh, Shelley Duvall.
Yeah,
she is annoying as hell in this movie.
Well, she in all the films, it's like here's and early on when I was trying to figure out what we're going to do in this episode, I was joking around with Alison, but she didn't want to do it, so then it was a joke, so I wasn't serious at all. I was going to have Alison just go, you can't do that! You can't do that!
That's all of Adrian in Rocky 2.
Oh, saying don't do the fight?
Yeah. You can't fight! What are you doing?
And then randomly, go get him.
Oh, yeah!
So she's like every boxer's girlfriend or wife in any boxer's movie. Have you seen that on SNL?
You can't win!
I don't think so. You do have to remember, this is 79. This was before there was a stereotypical boxing movie.
Okay.
This set the standard for
Right.
stereotypical boxing movies.
Okay.
Basically, any boxing movie
Well,
after
that's
that.
where they got that from.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, essentially. But so you have the budding relationship of Adrian. Rocky with his new earnings, he proposes Adrian. She says yes. I always thought that was a little bit cheapened because why would she say yes to this man? Like, what is so compelling? Like, you never understood what the connection is. Like, maybe
he was charming.
Really?
Hey, I'm gonna go and fight.
Hey, you remember these 2 turtles? I bought these tools from me. This is cuffling.
Didn't she work in a pet shop?
Yeah.
She still works in a pet shop, right?
She essentially quit the job because he had his money.
Right. So that's why she's saying yes.
She's a West End girl.
Oh, there you go.
She thinks she's going to get money from that, even though she doesn't want him to keep fighting.
No, I that's not her. I don't think that's her personality.
No, she's a family.
Yeah,
So she wants to have a family.
She wants a race.
Yeah, a race.
Family.
What?
Yeah, that was another.
Oh.
This is all just.
But she quit her job, so she thinks that he's going to keep fighting to bring money in. Correct?
No, she doesn't want him to fight.
No, she doesn't want.
So
him.
why would you quit your job? Is what I'm
Because this
getting
is
at.
1979. It was a different culture.
How are you affording your Philly cheesesteak sandwiches if neither of you fools are working?
Well, and that's addressed in the film.
They created the cream cheese.
Well, Mickey was exhausted.
In this movie, when Mickey comes,
Boy,
They sell the rights to Kraft.
Hey, Mick, you're going to eat some more pineapple.
Oh, man. Roman's having a good time tonight.
I'm glad you're dead. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
yeah,
that got dark fast.
no, come on. Anybody remember the Joker from 1989 Batman? I'm glad you're dead.
I do, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, anyways.
I I do remember Jack Nicholson.
Well, so you do remember Jack. Go figure.
I do know Jack.
Oh my God. So, in terms of Rocky 2, this one itself essentially leads up to the rematch. And
The rematch that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah. But again, remember, this is echoing the life of Sylvester Stallone. So he writes from what he knows, which is what you tell every writer to do, is write what you know. So he probably really didn't want to make this film. He wanted to do other things. He wanted to try other stuff. And it's like, nah, you should really make Rocky 2. So I felt that they really him and hawed through this. So most of the film, in my opinion, drags because it focuses on the relationship with Adrian and Rocky. It focuses on Rocky trying to get a job. You know, it's kind of like Ernest goes to camp. Ernest goes to job. Rocky goes to get a job. Rocky gets
this is
tonight.
where you find out that Rocky can't act. He can't do anything right.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
not Stallone. I'm talking about Rocky himself.
Yeah.
He can't remember his lines.
He can't read a cue card because he can't read too good.
Yep. He can't
You
read
know?
the word really.
So that's why he has to go back to boxing.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. And he kind of has to humble himself a little bit. And this is where I have an issue looking at it with nowadays eyes. When I was a kid, it made sense. I totally liked it because it was more Rocky, and I loved the character Rocky. Yeah, let's have him box. But now that what I know on story, it doesn't make any sense. Why would you humble him so quickly? And then it just this story just didn't need to be made, in my opinion. But I'm interested to see where Adam takes it in a moment. So they fight. Rocky gives the rematch to Apollo. They fight. And it's, again, a very similar fight to the first one. But this time, the poetic ending is both fighters go at the last round. They're screaming to Apollo, just stay away from him. You got this one. And he had to, his ego, his hubris, he had to knock Rocky out because he had to prove that he was bigger and better and badder.
And he couldn't get up.
And he died.
Not yet.
No.
Oh.
But there ain't no easy way out. There ain't no going home.
We got two more before that.
Okay. But no, so, of course, this is the film where you get the, yo, Adrian, I did it, as Adrian's home because she gave birth to Robert Jr. That's right, his name is Robert Jr. because Rocky's real name is...
Robert.
Yeah.
Bobby!
Got that.
Anyways.
So good for her. She had a baby, not having a job, not having steady income while her husband boxes.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want him to box, but that's the only way he's getting money.
She had a baby after complications, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and that's...
Complications of what? The pregnancy?
Yes.
Oh, no, it's hilarious, but it's messed up hilarious because Paulie, Paulie, for the record...
Paulie was her brother.
Yeah, we haven't talked about Paulie yet.
I really don't like the character Paulie at
You're
all.
not supposed to.
Yeah, and which is hilarious because Burt Young, he's a wonderful actor.
Yes, absolutely.
And he plays a drunk asshole so good.
Yeah.
Oh, my heavens.
So what did Paulie do?
So Paulie, basically, Paulie's trying to get Rocky to sign over his rights so that way he can get merchandising. And
merchandising, where the real money of the movie's made.
Yes.
And so Rocky is very upset. He eventually trains for the fight against Adrian's wishes.
Yes.
Because he's like, I'm not good at anything else. I'm a boxer. I got to box.
I got to fight, fight.
But what's funny is the doctors in this one say, hey, you're almost blind. It's like we forget that plot point for the rest of them. And we forget, in 2, they start off and go, whoa, Mr. Balboa, you can't take too many hits to your left eye. You're going to go blind. Mickey even refused to go, I can slap you and I'm a 70-year-old man. What do you think a guy like Creed's going to do? He's going to murder you. So you have Adrian who keeps on protecting him, and I thought that was so wonderful to say, no, this is my man. You're not going to do this. My man, you're not going to do this. And then after she gives birth, it's like,
go get him.
Yeah, you know what I want you to do? What's that, Adrian? Win. And then you have the montage moment. Yeah.
This time he's with the children.
Yeah. Oh, well, that also is ridiculous. I don't understand that. I was lampooning that when I watched that scene. But what happened is Paulie is in the... because Rocky's training and his head's not in it because he hasn't gotten the endorsement and the okay from Adrian. And he feels awful. He's not really into it. And Paulie walks over to the pet shop, which is right across the street in the movie from the gym. And he goes, Adrian is about 8 months pregnant, okay? And she's trying to lift things and try to make ends
she's
meet.
Still working?
Yeah.
I thought she didn't have a job anymore.
Because there was nothing going on. She eventually had to get a job again. Yeah.
Because he couldn't act.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fool.
So Paulie goes, hey, what you doing to him? What are you talking about, Paulie? What you doing to him? What are you talking about? I'm the only one that cares about him. What you doing, Adrian? And then he's making a ridiculous mess. Basically, he leads to early labor for Adrian.
Stresses her out so much.
I found it hilarious when the scene where they announce about Adrian giving birth. A female doctor comes in and talks to Paulie and Rocky, and I expected the doctor to be passive aggressive. Well, there were some complications.
Like what, Doc?
Well, apparently some asshole stressed her the fuck out and told her that she shouldn't be protecting her husband who can't see out of his left fucking eye. And that guy is a douchebag and probably needs to go AA meetings. Well, is the baby okay?
That's very specific.
So she didn't lose the baby from working 8 months pregnant, lifting boxes in the pet shop, but just verbally arguing.
She was a tough Philly broad. What's it to you?
Not really.
Oh, yeah? Have you seen how big Rocky is, if you know what I mean? He is the Italian stallion. Buzzing! Anyways, no.
She was all cute and mousy in the first one, too.
Yeah. You know, and they kept on calling her like a lesbian or touch. Yeah, it's like, hey, they say the word retard. I'm not saying it, folks. That's a literal quote. It's like, take her to a zoo, because that's what retards like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways.
That's nice.
Which is hilarious because he proposed in a zoo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy was a winner from the get-go.
Right? There you go. But
they said take her to a zoo, so he did.
So anyway, so that's my take on Rocky 2. I got a way that I would have liked it to be done to make it more compelling, but to me it was kind of dry. It was pointless, in my opinion. Now, Adam, you seem pretty well revved up. You like Rocky 2?
I'm not revved up. Rocky 2 does has its faults, and you brought them up. But
I haven't even touched on the kids that are running like Pied Piper after Rocky.
Yeah, when he's doing his training montage.
I joked with my wife. I'm like, can you imagine that? It's, hey, Tommy, come. Have you seen Tommy?
Where's he going?
Tommy, dinner. Oh, Mrs. Maselli. Tommy saw Rocky about 3 hours ago and he chased him down. He's waiting for a bus to get back.
That's our Rocky.
Do.
No, I really I would disagree with you that it's a bad movie or the weakest of the movies or whatever you said. Whatever you said, I disagree with it. I really like this as a sequel. It really you say it's not necessary. I say it's very necessary in the long run because of the growth that Apollo Creed has. He really shines in this movie. Carl Weathers' character, because he's finding out in the first movie it was all hubris, and he really wants to prove himself as a person, as a fighter, as someone who needs to pay attention now. And I really think that is the main drama of this movie. The whole thing with Rocky and his family, and that's fine. That works too. But I do like the idea that Rocky can't do anything. I like that he can't be an actor. He can't do anything but fight, and that's what he's got to do. And it kind of switched roles where, like you said, Rocky was out of it because he didn't have Adrian's permission. Not permission, but blessing.
Yeah.
And so it was like Apollo Creed's really, really focused on this fight, and Rocky isn't. And it's because he can't break it. And once he does break it, he really gets into, he eats lightning and craps thunder. And I just everything about it is like the first movie led up to these two movies should be bookmarked together as one long movie, I think, in my opinion.
I can see that.
It probably would have been better if it was just a longer movie with these together. Probably maybe for you. But I really enjoyed the fight better in this one.
It was a better fight. Absolutely. I liked it a lot.
There was much more substance for me in this one, but you needed the first one to get that substance out.
Okay. Alison, did you have any thoughts on Rocky 2?
I do not. That's why I was asking about the movie.
No problem. No problem
Moving
at all.
forward, I have not seen any of these, so I'm just going to ask questions about the movie.
That's okay.
Oh, we're about to go into my favorite one.
Great.
Okay, we are about to go into...
Wait, taglines.
Taglines.
Hold on, just hold that thought. So my thought, how I thought Rocky 2 would have been better, and granted it's me looking with, 50 years later, set of eyes, rather than going with the story of Rocky, it would have been much more poignant to go with the story of Apollo Creed and just basically most of the film just show Apollo Creed and maybe just touch on every so often, like Rocky watching maybe a commercial with
like a backstory.
Yeah, because
or a side story.
Yeah, because did we really need to see Rocky? You could have just summed it up real quick. It's like, what's Rocky doing? Well, he's back in the gym, cleaning up the floors.
But do we get a backstory more on him when he hit Creed, like in flashbacks or something, or you just don't? You just once he's dead, he's gone.
Well, no, with Creed, because there's some legal stuff to it, and we'll touch on that with Creed.
No, I understand that, but so you can't even talk about his character? Because you
they
could technically make it up because you didn't
Yeah.
do a backstory in any of these Sylvester Stallone movies.
Oh, and they did. There's a
did.
lot of weird backstory crap with Creed in Creed.
It really is interesting. But,
it is.
Yeah. So tagline me.
Well, first of all, this is the poster for Rocky 2. This is so lame. It's completely black. It says Rocky 2, and then it just says the story continues. Like, what? Did you even try?
Hey, Bob, I really don't like how this looks. When do we need these out by?
3 hours.
I didn't realize Adrian...
Let's put I got an idea. Let's put a black square and black square Rocky.
The story continues.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's go. All right.
You didn't realize Adrian was what?
Was it Corleone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At one point, I was going to have a game that was I was going to give you the movie or the character, and you would have to name the movie that the other sub characters were in.
Oh, like Corleone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, pick me.
Yes, Alison.
Any Godfather movie.
Oh my goodness, you get 1,000,000 points.
I mean, that's a pretty easy game.
Yeah. It's called Lay on Your Back and Look at the Ceiling.
That's rude.
Think of England.
There's 9 taglines. I'm not reading them all. Ready for this one? The story continues.
Okay.
The Italian stallion is back. Once he fought for a dream, now he's fighting for love.
In all the wrong places?
These are like the short ones. There's one fight left.
Nope.
I wasn't done. He must win it with his hands. She must win it with her heart.
Oh, thank God it said heart.
What does she have to do with it? What?
She was the one that made him be able to fight again.
She must win it with her heart.
Alison does not approve of this message.
Yeah, all these other ones are pretty long. Rocky shows he's a champ and wins. Well, that just gives away the movie. I don't know.
Well, he wins in the fight of
wins
love.
everything. I win. I'm winning.
I win in the race.
It's a race.
Should have bought the swag. Okay.
So that's time.
All right.
Next episode is going to be Rat Race.
Any geek toys here?
For Rocky 2, no.
Okay. All right. Well, now we're going to go to Adam's favorite one.
It is. It is my favorite.
It is Rocky 3. Rocky 3 was released in 1982, 3 years after Rocky 2 was released, and again 6 years after the original Rocky was released.
It's a very good year.
This is a better picture. This is a better
poster.
It just says Rocky 3 4 times.
Yeah.
That was the full name of the movie, Rocky 3 4 times.
I mean, this is like quintessential 80s. This thing.
Well, describe it to our viewers who can't.
Well, it's him in his red gloves and his giant belt, his winning belt,
championship belt.
Yeah, championship. That's what it's called. And his
winning belt.
His gross, greasy, veiny muscles and his stupid face look, and then behind it just says Rocky 3, and it just like, what do you call it, like gradients, like behind him.
4 times.
4 times, yeah. And
but it's still all black.
Yeah, and it says the greatest challenge.
The greatest challenge until the next film.
My dumb face.
You and your dumb face.
Dumb, stupid
my
face.
funny Valentine.
Funny face.
Anyway, so the budget of this film actually was the highest budget yet, $17 million. And most of that was probably for the statue.
It was for Mr. T. And Hulk Hogan.
Well, yeah, Thunderlips.
Yep.
But
by the way, like when people call
$207 million gross. There, I said it.
When people call Nightmare on Elm Street 2 the gay one, that's this one. When you get to the training montage on the beach, it might as well be From Here to Eternity.
Well, one of my favorite things is
not that there's anything wrong with that.
Well, back in the day, now, kids, go ahead and get close. I'm going to
Men
talk
in short
about
shorts.
I'm going to talk about a time called MySpace, and it was basically like Instagram, but it was an actual website.
And people didn't fight. They all got along on MySpace.
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
I remember having political discord with people, and we actually had a meaningful conversations. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So on MySpace, you used to produce or put videos that you liked, and people would go to your website and check out what you liked.
Yeah, it forced us to learn HTML.
Oh my heavens, yes. But so one of the videos I used to like is this was during the time period of Brokeback Mountain, and they had all these Brokeback to the Future and then Brokeback Rocky, where basically they have the actual music of Brokeback Mountain but set to clips of Rocky. And it was absolutely hilarious because you saw these guys embrace as you hear that little ding, 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 ding.
I've seen this scene done to Careless Whisper.
Oh, man.
It's perfect.
We're talking about the scene where Rocky and Apollo Creed embrace as the water sprays them.
Yes.
Kind of like a...
And 90% of that scene is just their lower torso and their thighs.
Yes.
It's just... Yeah, it's really strange.
Well, and Sylvester Stallone, he did that because he was really proud of the muscular
Of course
structure.
he was.
Yeah. Well, no, because he was really proud of his body and really proud of his muscles, so he wanted to highlight it as much as possible because he worked really hard.
There is a lot of like hidden innuendo, just even in the way they talk. When he's telling him like, you had the eye of the tiger, and he talks about how he's like, almost like he's like, I want you.
Is this the movie where Eye of the Tiger was played?
Yes.
And I was about to get into that. But so this was...
Did you know Eye of the Tiger was a replacement song?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did know that.
Okay.
I did know that.
Are you going to tell us what it replaced?
Why don't you go ahead and tell... You know what?
Is it a famous song?
I've been waiting for Geektoids, so go ahead and tell me what maybe Professor Rock had an awesome... YouTube video that maybe some guy posted on our chats on our messenger.
Oh, I don't watch the videos that you share.
Oh man. Oh no, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Eye of the Tiger was a replacement because the original song, and if you listen to the lyrics too, of "You're the Best Around" from the Karate Kid, was supposed to be for Rocky 3. And if you listen to the lyrics of You're the Best Around, it's basically summing up the movie. And I just went with Survivor's Eye of the Tiger.
Huh.
So
kind of like what happens in Rocky 4.
Huh. Hearts on fire. Strong desire. Fighting a Russian in Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
But that's not till the next episode.
Yay!
Yeah. Well,
remember the Eye of the Tiger was used in the in that commercial?
Yes.
Roy. Remember?
Oh yeah.
What was that for? It was like a microwave commercial, like a microwave dinner commercial or something.
No, you're getting two commercials. You're getting the Final Countdown confused with that one.
I'm not singing the Final Countdown.
No. There's one.
Oh, the microwave is the Final Countdown.
Yeah.
What's the one for Roy? They're like in an office or something.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like the Diet Dr. Pepper commercial?
Yeah, or coffee or
like
something.
You can do it.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But
yes, we do remember the commercial.
I love when they bring on.
But this
like
just
old...
helps me out with the pop culture in terms of how many movies and TV shows have you seen do a mock of that or the training montages.
Right.
With Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for the love of Pete, you have it on the Minion short on Disney Plus as the little girl is preparing to chase an ice cream truck.
Right.
I mean, there you go. Sorry.
I enjoyed that.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm playing footsie under the table.
I went full Apollo Creed and Rocky on
That's right.
Yeah.
If there was a camera just on our thighs, it would be perfect.
So real quick, he touched on
Yeah,
Rocky
I jumped right ahead into this.
Rocky 3 is known for a couple things, being a better film, a much more solid film, and just like with the previous two films, it parodied Stallone's life, who wrote this one, because he felt that he had to sacrifice his privacy for fame. And he had a lot of that echoed into it, where you saw the paparazzi on the lawn and just being intruded upon. So on and so forth. But Rocky, this film is known because it's actually what got Hulk Hogan fired from WWF, and he had to go to Japan because he appeared in this film and he wasn't cleared. So we lost Hulk Hogan for 2 years. I know, sad things. Bubba Lunch found him, though. Don't worry about it. Yep.
Who?
Bubba Love Sponge.
Oh, that was all like...
Yeah, that was all... Just
I heard Bubba Lunch. I didn't know what that was.
He says Bubba Lunch. Yes. But Hulk Hogan's in this one. Of course, you have returns of Sylvester Stallone. You have returns of Apollo Creed, i.e. Carl Weathers. You have return of Burgess Meredith.
That's a stupid name.
You know what? He was born in 1920 or 1960.
Oh, it was probably a family name.
He was the Penguin, for God's sake.
I still like the fact that people named their kids Oral. You know, it's like Oral Redenbacher. Yeah, Oral Hershiser.
Did you ever talk about...
That's Orville Redenbacher.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
sugar.
That's right, not Oral. That's Oral B. Did you ever talk about Sylvester Stallone's birthday?
No, I did not.
Oh.
Is it a day? No one needs to know what day that is.
I would like to know Sylvester Stallone's birthday.
Why don't you tell him, Alison?
I'll show you the date.
I'll show you the date.
What's the date?
July 6th, 1946.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
July 6th.
Yeah. Yeah, that was 3 days before the most awesome.
What does it have to do with anything?
It's not funny.
I know somebody who's in this room that was born on July 6th.
Thank you. I also share a birthday with 50 Cent. That's way cooler.
I share a birthday with O.J. Simpson and Courtney Love.
Oh, two murderers.
I share a birthday with Hugh Jackman and The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
So you jack and hitchhike. Gotcha.
Yep.
I heard half of that. Anyways, so what's funny is at one point when Stallone was writing this, he originally was going to have Sylvester or Rocky fight Apollo, but this time in the Roman Coliseum, and this was going to be the big fight in the matchup, and it just didn't work. Also in this film, Mr. T was there, and it's funny, Mr. T actually was the bodyguard to Muhammad Ali, and that's how they first met, because Sylvester Stallone wanted to congratulate Muhammad Ali, and Mr. T refused to let him through, and he's like, hey, I'm Sylvester Stallone. He goes, I don't care who you are, you're not going to see Mr. Ali, period. And it just really awed him how serious he was, so he's like, I'm going to use that guy in a role someday and have really tight shots of his back as he's doing pull-ups. I'm almost certain he said that. Also in this film, you have, again...
this is also the first time you hear Mr. T say, I pity the fool.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. And we touched on this. Eye of the Tiger. It's funny because there is a outstanding... a guy that I love on YouTube, his name's Professor Rock, and he had...
Professor Rock.
He had Survivor on talking about Eye of the Tiger, and they talked about how this happened. Well, long story short, Sylvester Stallone liked the band Survivor. They had a number 17 song on the charts. I can't remember the name of it, but Sylvester Stallone liked how it flowed. So he got in contact with the guys, called up the guys personally, and said, hey, this is Sly Stallone. Call me back. And, of course, naturally, most people thought it was a joke. Mm-hmm. But he called again, and finally, and he left his number. So finally, they decided, let me call this back and see what's going on with this gag. And sure enough, it was Sylvester Stallone picked up the phone himself and goes, yo, this is Sly. And the guy's like, oh my goodness, this is really Sylvester Stallone. So he goes, hey, look, I'm doing Rocky 3. I have an opening, and I really would like you to do some sort of music for it. And the guys smartly did a Smash Mouth before Smash Mouth did, said, well, we need to see the movie before we write the song. So Sylvester Stallone sends him the first 15 minutes of the film. And the first cut of it actually had Another One Bites the Dust as the original song. But Stallone couldn't get the rights to it. So he wanted an original song. So the guys actually started the opening, that ding, 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 ding. Mm-hmm. That's actually based on the cuts of showing Rocky Balboa hitting people. So, dan, 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 wait for it, dan, 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 and it's just all hitting. And that's how they base the drum line to it. And everything else, if you read the lyrics, rising up, back to the streets. Anyways, I'm going to paraphrase, but it's all about the storyline because they eventually got the full film, and they wrote the film to accompany that storyline. And they sent it to Sylvester Stallone. It was just the demo, and he said, I love it. I'm going to use it in the film. And he put in the film the demo. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, we're going to make it cleaner. It's like, no, that's good enough for me. Because if you listen to the actual track that's on the radio, it doesn't have that heavy bass line.
Yeah, not till 4.
That's shitty for him to do, just saying.
No, in retrospect, knowing what I know about movies, more than likely he was on a deadline and he had to hurry the fuck up.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily fair to the band.
It's not, but...
So I'm just saying, that's crappy. The band should have had the opportunity to make...
We now know who Survivor is.
Yeah, it's true.
So there's a payment right there.
They still would have, but... I'm just saying.
And you can make an argument that film, or that song, is almost more iconic than...
Gonna Fly Now.
Yeah. Which, that was iconic.
Yeah.
So, again, I started this episode off with, where does it stand in pop culture? And already we mentioned some things, and I haven't even touched on the montages, which is going to go hot and heavy in 4, 5, and 6. Well, 4 and 5.
4 especially.
Oh, my heavens. That's hilarious, but for another conversation. But so the story on 3 is Rocky is basically being propped up with soft fights. Mm-hmm. He finds out that Mickey has been doing that on purpose just because he's been protecting him. And... Rocky lost
his edge.
Yeah, Rocky wants to prove it, so therefore he takes on this hotshot guy from Chicago called Clubber Lang. That's where the name comes in, Clubber Lang.
That's what name comes in?
Clubber Lang.
Clubber Lang is Mr. T's name.
Yeah, that's his character's name.
Okay, you make it sound like I'm supposed to know who Clubber Lang is.
No, I made a joke about it, and he goes, Clubber Lang, what kind of name is that? And I'm like, we'll find out later.
I said that?
Yeah, it was about an hour ago.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Remember when I said it would keep
That's a stupid name, and I know that they have really dumb names in this movie.
Oh, ridiculously.
And I'm going to laugh at some
Spider
of them.
Rico, Clubber Lang, Tommy
Gunn.
Yeah, that's
Hey, high five, twinsies! Yeah.
We both know the white guy.
Wasn't there a Mason Dixon too?
Yes, yeah,
that's-
Mason the Line Dixon.
That's
Yep.
stupid.
I was at one point going to make a game of that. It's like, can you make a name better than what was actually there?
I mean,
It's-
that's a real person.
Yeah, no, I was actually going to have, is it Doctor Who villains or is it a boxer name? And I was going to have guys
Doctor Who
from the film.
villains.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, pretty much. So the
Clubber Lang is probably my favorite Rocky villain because
he's
just,
not a villain.
He's so ruthless. I mean, he's not a villain, but he's my favorite Rocky opponent. I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
he's ruthless. He's a machine more than the Machine was.
He just has no stamina.
Yeah,
which it's like, my heavens to Betsy.
But that was the thing. He could have destroyed him.
Yeah, he was basically Mike Tyson before Mike Tyson.
Yes.
But Mike Tyson had stamina.
Was this before the A-Team?
Yes.
Yeah, this actually got him the A-Team.
This was his first role.
So nobody really knew who Mr. T was.
No.
Was he wearing all the jewelry when he
No.
was fighting? Okay.
No.
So he wasn't.
No,
really
but he
Mr.
was
T.
wearing his mohawk. He was wearing the earrings. Yeah, but that
he didn't die of OG.
That was his shtick. That was his shtick as a bodyguard. He had the mohawk. He looked very exotic looking.
They asked,
Mohawks
and
make
they
you
asked him. He's
exotic.
like, "Oh, do you hate Rocky Balboa?" He's like, "Hate him? I don't hate him, but I pity the fool." And that's where it started.
Yeah. So now everyone says that line is from A-Team. He actually never said it in A-Team. He said it in Rocky 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as the story goes on, you basically get reintroduced to Apollo Creed, who then takes Rocky under his wing and teaches him basically how to be black.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, hold on, Rock, you need to step on your toes. And it's like, at some point I was waiting
It's
for...
like Get Hard, but not the comedy.
Yeah, I was waiting for Rocky or Apollo Creed to go, how the fuck did I lose to you? Like, you were... What?
It's like a Naked Gun. Never bet on the white guy.
No kidding. It's like, my God. It's like he's teaching him all these moves, and it's like, oh, well, yeah, bouncing on my toes. Look at me. It's also sad because that's where we see Mickey die.
Yeah, he gets
unfortunately.
pushed.
Yeah, he gets pushed.
Into a train?
Well,
he's old. He's really old
Yeah.
at
So
this
he just
point.
he just gets pushed and falls down?
He gets pushed into a railing
His heart...
A boxing railing.
Well, that's...
by Clubber Lang.
Yeah, so his
Mr.
heart
T.
is Mickey's heart is already shown. It's starting to get on him. Like there's a scene
ticker,
where
yes.
where Hulk Hogan throws Rocky Balboa over the ring, the wrestling ring.
Stupid scene. That scene with Thunder Lips was terrible.
Oh,
By the way, his name was Thunder
Yeah, I
Lips.
know. That's
Yeah.
dumb.
Well, you see him play heel, which he's a good guy for most of the for pretty much.
Right, this
whole-
is his first time he gets to play something
Yeah,
different.
and Hulk Hogan had fun with that because he got to play the heel for the first time.
Yeah.
I feel like that could be a
Mm-hmm.
character's name in Glow.
Thunder. Oh my God.
Oh boy, ouch! Ah, mama, yay!
So
God.
okay, so he died. He died. He got hit. His heart went out. He died. Okay.
So,
It was
but
a very,
there's-
very emotional scene, too.
yeah, because what I loved about that scene is Rocky, and this is where it completely overshadows too in many, many ways. Rocky, Mickey wants to know how the fight went because this was supposed to be Rocky's last fight.
Yeah, he lies
And
to
he
him.
goes, "Hey, did we get him?" "Yeah, Mick, we got him." "What round?" "Third round, Mick." Not knowing that it was Rocky that lost in the third round.
Mm-hmm.
And Mick goes, good boy. And then he kind of fades and dies. And then Rocky cries, very heartfelt, no, because it was his father figure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was this sad thing. And you see some other aspects of their relationship where Mickey's now staying at Rocky's house. And you see Mickey and the things that are around his room in his house are very proud of Rocky and really embracing that relationship with Rocky like a father son.
But this whole thing also gives Paulie more of a chance to be that not father figure, but that brother type of character because Mickey is now out of the picture.
Yeah, it does evolve his character,
Yeah.
which again,
I mean, in this one, it's more Apollo that does.
But does
that.
Polly know enough about boxing to be his corner guy?
No,
Well, then he needs to sit down. He needs to root him on from the back seat.
Root him on from the back seat.
But that leaves a vacant spot, a hole, if you will, that someone of great massive size can fill.
Now, was Apollo... So Apollo's friends with him now, right?
Yeah.
So was a... What?
Well, I was going to say, he actually swallows his pride and goes to Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and asks for some training and stuff.
He can't beat him.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
Apollo Creed, during the film, during the fight scene, is ringside. He basically is retired, so he is the pundit, if you will, given the color commentary for the fight. So he sees what transpires and how Rocky just is in a cage. He wasn't in the right mindset. Just like in 2, where his mind wasn't in the fight, he was worried about Mickey. He was worried about Mickey. But in 2, he was worried about Adrian. Oh, and again, this sets up Adrian going, "You shouldn't fight! You shouldn't fight!" Because Balboa gets...
But he's no longer going blind.
Yeah, they never touch on that.
That's gone now.
Well, they never touch on that until he has a brain thing in 5, but
5.
yet he can have a street fight, which we'll talk more...
Touch me and I'll sue.
So now she doesn't want him to fight.
Yeah, well, she never wants him to fight!
Until the end of the movie.
Well, no, she did want him to fight because she wanted him to make some money in the last movie.
Yeah, but they're pretty well off now.
Yeah.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
He's
She's
got a
still working
mansion.
at the pet store?
No.
Oh, good
No,
girl.
no,
Good girl.
you should-
Okay.
you should
How
see
old
the-
is the kid now?
Well, that also gets funny.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad. Welcome back from Russia.
Wait, he's in Russia in this movie?
No, he's in...
Okay, I'm asking about this movie.
Yeah,
How old is the kid?
He's like 2.
2,
yeah, 2 or
3?
3, yeah.
Okay.
He's 2 or 3.
So going back to Creed. Creed's standing there, and now he's like his mentor or whatever. Was he close at all to the guy who died, Mickey guy?
No.
Oh, that's a shame. I wonder if his corner guy knew Mickey. Like corner guys stick together.
No. Unfortunately, they were in the other side of the room.
No, but they probably did know each other. They're like, "Hey, I'm a corner guy for him. Maybe if you get
it's
sick
not
of
a union.
yeah, like maybe if you're sick of Rocky and you want to jump over to our side, we can swap."
Which is funny because he does come around.
Yeah.
I mean, what
Yeah.
if you
Could
don't like your
swap.
guy? What if you don't like your guy anymore? You're like, I don't want to be.
You quit.
Yeah.
You're like, but I want to be with somebody else. I want to be with somebody good. Like we lose every time.
Well,
Like,
This isn't a marriage.
I'm constantly.
They
having-
eventually make an app for that, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
it's like swipe right if you want to be my corner. Yeah. That's a good one.
Like he's
like
constantly having to spray his face off and put the Vaseline crap on him. He'd
Cut his eye off.
Oh yeah, yeah. But, well, no, you're absolutely correct on that one. But so Apollo Creed steps in and he shows him everything he needs, and he's his corner man.
Oh, he shows him everything.
He shows him everything and then some. But
what does that mean? He gets naked?
No, they get close.
Yeah, there's this awkward scene where again the famous training montage where again Adrian finally goes.
Remember
"Sure."
the 70s and 80s shorts? Sports shorts?
The coat
Yeah.
shorts.
Yeah, the coat shorts.
Yeah,
A lot of close-ups.
yeah. Just
And a lot of hugging.
Yeah, there's some bells in the background with the learning to fly now, ding ding, because you see a lot of dong.
Yeah.
No.
But no.
But no, indeed.
So
But no.
Then of course you have the fight with Mr. T and Rocky. Now, so Stallone actually choreographed every single moment of the boxing matches to the point. Like it was 3 days worth of choreography. So they knew exactly what to do. It was a dance. It was beautiful. Fantastic. I didn't know that. And I stood up and I'm like, yes, this is awesome. But so he eventually beats Clubber Lang because he outlasts him again.
He's got a jaw of steel.
Oh man, like
That's just
yeah.
it.
Yeah, he can.
He's like Homer.
And he gets offended when people call him punchy. He's like, well, dude, if you see a girl who's ditzy and blonde, you call her a blondie. You see a guy who's ditzy and punched up, you call him punchy. That's kind of what you do, dude. Nothing personal.
Why you call me that?
Well, don't worry. You're going to have a dog that you're going to name Punchy, which we never reintroduced.
Okay.
Okay, you're
His
welcome.
dog's name was Punchy?
No, we'll get into that in 6. But so taglines. Anything?
No, wait
Jude
a minute.
and Punchy.
Doesn't he die in this movie?
No, Rocky never dies.
No, not Rocky.
Mickey.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Mickey
when
dies.
does Creed die?
We'll get to that.
Yep.
4?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to wait.
Good Lord.
Well, you're like jumping all over the place. So the movie ends with Mickey dying and him winning the fight, and that's it.
No, the movie begins with Mickey dying.
So why did we talk about Mickey dying at the end?
We didn't.
Yes, we did. We just talked about it. You literally just talked about it.
You just talked about it. We already talked about it.
No, you didn't.
We
You
said
didn't go
that
into
he
detail.
said, hey, how'd we do, son?
He lost his will to fight, and that's when he turned to Apollo Creed.
I'm just saying you didn't talk about how he died in the beginning of this part.
Okay, so how he died is Mickey
No,
was
I know
pushed over.
now.
How he didn't die, Mickey died.
We're going to lose Alison in a second. I hope you realize that.
Okay, what are we
And he
on
lost
Rocky
control
3?
of the plane.
Okay.
How he survived, we'll never know.
Okay.
So how he
taglines,
survived.
the legend continues, the Italian stallion is back.
Okay.
That's 2.
Yeah. The excitement, the power, the man. Rocky 3, an American tradition.
That would have been
That's
my tagline
dumb.
on my Tinder profile. It's like, my goodness.
A fighter, a lover, a legend, the greatest challenge.
That actually would be it too.
That's going to be on Roman's epitaph.
Oh my! No. My epitaph will be: he died saving a sinking ship. No, Royal Tenenbaums. Anybody? You're welcome.
Haven't seen that in a really long time.
Love that movie. Oh goodness gracious! But all right, we're going to Adam. Did you have any thoughts on this?
Well, like I said, it's my favorite movie. Not my favorite movie. It's my favorite movie in the Rocky series. It's just it's
a lot of people's.
It's really well done. It makes you. It's that Rocky feeling. It's that it gives you that Rocky feeling that people talk about. You know, you watch Rocky, it ends, and you're excited, and you're happy, and you're good, and you feel good after the movie, and that's what this one does. The first 2, it kind of gives you that rush, but not the rush that this one gives you. And it's also very 80s.
Oh, we'll get into 80s.
It's very 80s, and
we're only in 85.
Well, right now we're in 82.
Or we're in 82, and wait till we get to 85.
Right?
With
Happy
the
birthday,
robot.
Polly.
Exactly.
It's why it's my favorite one. Clubber Lang is my favorite opponent. Mr. T is fantastic in this movie. The only thing I didn't like was the Hulk Hogan scene because it was just too silly, but it was supposed to be silly because it was a charity match. And even Adrian's, palatable in this one.
Yeah, because they cut her. You can't win to probably just one time. Real quick before we end. So, interesting enough, because you see Apollo take on Rocky one last time at the end of 3,
and they punch each other into a painting.
Yeah, which
appears later on in the series.
Yeah,
it's not a real painting.
Well, it is now. I don't know if they screenshot it and just said, hold on 1 second. But very interesting on that one. But that ends this series for Rocky 1 through 3. Tune in next episode.
The first Rocky trilogy.
Where we're going to touch on 4, 5, and 6 because we're contractually obligated. And thoughts going off on Rocky 1 through 3. We'll go Alison, we'll go Adam, then we'll go the good-looking guy who's not named Adam.
No thoughts.
Okay, Adam.
Wow. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of Rocky movies.
You almost sound like one, buddy.
Right. I did my research.
Yeah.
I appreciate them. I appreciate them for what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I really like 3 for multiple reasons, but just not a fan. Not a big Rocky person.
No, sir, I don't like it.
I don't think you like any boxing movies.
I love Diggstown. That's one of my favorite movies.
That's the only one, but you don't
time.
like a lot of other movies.
I don't. I'm not a sports movie person.
You didn't like $1 Million Baby?
Nah. Forced emotion.
Okay. All right. Well, anyways.
I'm a hard nut to crack.
Not really.
No, I'm not. I'm a soft underbelly.
You really
The
are.
movie was pretty good.
Yeah. But so my thoughts is it's
We don't care.
okay. Well, thank you very much. But
What are your thoughts, Roman?
We'll take another swing at it. No, my thoughts are it again is very compelling, and it's something where it's kind of like any boxing match where you kind of see this fighter that you like, and you start to see how he's starting to dissolve, and then it's kind of interesting because you see where it's going to go, and you realize this was kind of the peak, if you will, of the series, and then it kind of starts to get watered down a little bit, and we'll talk more about that in the next installment of Rocky 4 through 6. And thank you very much for tuning in and listening, and we do appreciate it. Allison, would you like to race me in the sand?
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ding,
like
ding.
the montage, you mean?
Yeah.
I just picture the montage in Top Gun.
There was a montage in Top Gun?
With the boys.
Yeah, that's what I call them. Yeah, they're on the beach.
You mean just them playing volleyball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Breaking my audio, playing with them boys.
Okay. Oh, are you trying to get me to say to take us
trying
out?
To sing us, yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Running with no choice. Please don't sue.
It's a cover.
Oh my goodness, I'm changing the words now.
All right. We'll see you next time when we go over more Rocky movies.
We're going over for the 6th.
Italian style.
We're celebrating cinema.
Italian